Hello and welcome to Social Buzz Extra. I am Giorgio Mobonor. You know how we do it on Social Buzz Extra, bringing you a highlight of every trending issues around the globe. And today I must tell you that we have a whole lot of them. We have about 3 of them, some very, very hilarious. We're going to start from Nigeria, move over to East Africa, and somewhere in Italy. All right, stay with me as we do this. The first topic is police has arrested the girls who assaulted a uni student in Bayelsa. The Bayelsa State Police Command has arrested 3 girls captured in a viral video assaulting a student of the Federal University of Otuoke, identified as Nancy Wilfred. The incident occurred in Yenagoa, the state capital, and the suspects were said to have beaten the victim, stripped her naked, and filmed the act. The viral video showed the girls assaulting the girl with heavy slaps, kicks, and blows before cutting off her braids with a sharp object for allegedly sleeping with a boy said to be a lover to one of the girls. This is where you say wonders shall indeed never end. Let's take a look at this short clip.
This is okay. Yeah, this is Becky.
Who?
Becky.
Okay. So what happened on that day?
On that day, we were all lying on alcohol. So I and my friend, which is Becky, I went to my foster's mom's place. I went to apologize because we were having an issue with. I also had an issue with Miracle. I pleaded that she should forgive me and she should come. I want to see her that it's been why. Which she did. She came. The laundry guy called her that he has seen some of their missing clothes, which she called Nancy, and Nancy should come to the house, that they should go to the laundry guy place, which Nancy said okay, no problem. Nancy then said she was not at home. She also said she was not at home, but they should go to the house at that meantime. Mind you, we were 4 in number that left, which is Favor, but she's not here. We went to the house. When we got to the house, Favor, Becky and Nancy started having issues. We already had issues, but I kept it to myself because I don't want anything that would result to fight, but I kept it to myself. But that day, due to the alcohol influence, Favor was now also gingering me, like she was eyeing me, no go do you, she don't do those kind of things. I then stood up. I went to meet Nancy. I said, we see me then carry do herself for this house because I did help and wash clothes and the rest. She could not say anything. That time Becky has started beating her already. Before ever the video started, she and Becky already had a fight. I said, who you say me then carry do herself? Then I asked her, why did you tell Fabi, which is the girl that used to do their 2 braces, that I did Kayamata? Were you there? She said no. I said okay, no problem. I slapped her. She then pushed me. That was how the fight started. She said I did Kayamata to my exes. I said how many of them? She called me. Okay, that's why the last relationship I'm just coming out from.
So
this is okay.
Wow. There is why I said the wonder shall indeed never end. These are students who were asked to go study in the university in Otuoke in Bayelsa State. How do we even get to this point? I must tell you that these girls, they're so young that I don't think they are up to I don't think any of them are in their 20s. These are young girls, and I see the reason why the Minister of Education said before you go into the university, you must at least have you must have gotten to a particular age, because these days there are so many teenage girls in the university, and because of the freedom they get when they get to university, they get to misbehave and do things that are really not cool. Tell me why this kind of child, this girl, whose parents will think, oh, she's in school, she's studying, she's in particularly one department or the other, doing things like this. A lot is really going on in this country. Well, following public interest on the incident, the police has launched a manhunt and arrested the suspects for assaults, attempted murder, grievous hurt, cyberbullying, and cyberstalking and abduction. They really did a lot to these three girls. One is I think something has to do with fund. I think Becky funds or something like that. And it's kind of hilarious, because tell me, these kids are really very young. These kids are very, very small. So doing things like this, when you get to see things like this, you ask yourself, how did Nigerian get to this point, fighting for a man? What happened to the no carry man matter for head? What happened to all of that? Okay, she did kaya matter did not. Oh God, the story is even annoying at the end of the day, but beating your fellow human, your fellow girl to that point, come on, it's really not worth it. Whether it's your boyfriend or your friend's boyfriend or your father, whoever, is not worth it. These children are beginning to learn things that they are not supposed to learn. Sometimes you now ask yourself, is internet a curse or a blessing to this generation? Sometimes, honestly, I get to ask myself, because these things are things they actually watch from the internet, they see from social media and all of that, and they get to this point. But then social media is, if you use it well, it is a blessing, but if you use it wrongly, it's kind of a curse, and this is one of it. Well, we're going to be taking comments as regards this situation on board, and the first comment is coming from Kuyeke, and Kuyeke says, you get mouth talk say you are high at this age and police no first sand you. This comment is coming from a millennial, because in your interview, after you've been caught, after everything, you opened your mouth to tell police that you were high that day. You know, we were high. Do you get? Who are you? Who gets? Who are you talking to? Honestly, you could see that she was not even scared of anything. She was ready for anything that comes her way. She had already told herself and prepared her mind that if anything comes up, I'm going to face it. I'm fighting for my boyfriend and I'm fighting for my rights. So whatever wants to happen, come on, we don't give anything, we don't give a shit or two broomstick about what's going to happen. That's just the way it is. It is the audacity for me. You're telling the police you are high. Are you supposed to be high at that age or in school? Okay, let's even say, okay, she's above 18, so which actually gives you the right to drink, but do not get drunk. But then these kids are really too small, and that's the reason why, you know, they get to say things like that on it. During an interview. Well, the second comment is coming from Abayomi Shomwade, and Abayomi says, I don't know what's wrong with people. This is really sad. I hope they are punished to the full extent of the law. Of course they are. They will be punished to the full extent of the law. Thank God for the police who, you know, have taken law, you know, have taken things, you know, seriously, and I'm sure they will go through due process, and every punishment that's supposed to be given to them will be given to them. These girls will face it, so that next time, in the next future or in their next life, like they will say, like people say, in your next life, you won't dare do things like that. You won't dare go fight for man or do things. When you are sent to school, you are supposed to face your studies and come out of it, come out with a good you know, grades, flying colors, and make sure you make your parents, your guardians, and everyone in your community proud, and not going there to get high and fighting for a man. But sadly, these are the things that we get to see these days in university. I remember telling someone, you know, earlier, that when I got into school, when I first got into school, like, everyone were mature looking people. I myself didn't even get into school early enough because I had to face the trauma of JAM. I had to face the trauma of UTME and school rejection. You wanted a particular school, but that school refused to give you admission, and you have to wait because you really wanted that school. Gone are the days when people have passion for a particular school and also the course of studies. You see some people tell you, oh, if I don't go into Unizik, I will not go into any university. I'll try to make sure that I make the cutoff mark for Unizik music for a particular department, and I'll make sure I'm a student of Unizik. You see some say Uniben, some they're also like different schools. So I went through all of that, and I wasted like 3 extra years after my WAEC, like after writing WAEC in secondary school. So you can imagine that I was already mature. Waiting 3 years, you go don't get sense. I learned different skills in 3 years while I was still waiting. So when I got to school, I met mature people in class, not just anyhow people at all. So we don't get to see children, but these days when you go to school, you see 14, 15, 16. You know, it's really alarming, and I thank God for the ministry or the Minister of Education for bringing that law. The third comment is coming from Mary Jane Omache, and Mary Jane Omache says, the boy you are fighting for is at home chilling while you are in police cell suffering. Good girl. You need to jail. You need to go to jail for 2 years and pay damages, so that when you come back, you know fighting for a man is not worth but walk away. This is a big sister advising a little sister, a small one. So take this advice. If you are going to see this advice, even when you come out of jail or prison or wherever it is, it's whatever punishment you'll be given, when you come out of there, you take it seriously. That you don't do things like that. There's another street saying that says you don't carry man like man matter. You don't put it on your head, you put it here. So when it's too heavy for you, can just just shift a bit and it falls down. You don't do that, my dear ladies. Well, we'll be moving over to the next topic for the day, and this one is we are going straight to Tanzania, where bees invade football pitch in Tanzania. A friendly international football match in Tanzania came to a dramatic halt when a large swarm of bees invaded the pitch, forcing players, officials, and media personnel to stop the game for several minutes. The bizarre incident occurred during the Tanzania pre-season tournament at Kwara Stadium, a popular venue known for hosting regional competition and friendly matches in Tanzania. Let's take a look at this short clip.
Ambapo nyuki wanapita mnakuwa salama mkilala. Hizo kona ni maigizo hivi ama ikakuchekesha. Kulala imekuwa ni mtihani kwa Zawadi Yusuf, mwamuzi na msaidizi nambari 1, chagua yeye kupiga magoti kisha kushusha mwili chini. Hapo walioingia chini ya mabenchi kabisa. Kikufahamia uvunguni huko unatokaje? Wenye roho ngumu na majasiri wamesimama. Inaonekana ni kama nyuki wako eneo fulani la uwanja. Tazama ambapo nyuki wanapita mnakuwa salama mkilala. Hizo kona ni maigizo hivi ama ikakuchekesha. Kulala imekuwa ni mtihani kwa Zawadi Yusuf, mwamuzi na msaidizi nambari 1, chagua yeye kupiga magoti kisha kushusha mwili chini. Hapo walioingia chini ya mabenchi kabisa. Kikufahamia uvunguni huko unatokaje? Wenye roho ngumu na majasiri wamesimama. Inaonekana ni kama nyuki wako eneo fulani la uwanja. Tazama ambapo nyuki wanapita mnakuwa salama mkilala.
As hilarious as this may sound, it's still not really funny, because this is serious events going on, and this is where we say, what's happening? This is Africa voodoo. What is going on in the country? What is going on that pitch? I feel like someone certainly knows what is happening in that pitch, because how can bees from nowhere just come out and start attacking footballers on the pitch? I'm sure the stadium too must have also been infested with bees everywhere, and they are lying down. Okay, so what is the pathophysiology behind lying down for bees? I don't know, honestly. I really do not know. Perhaps maybe when you lie down or act like, or do not breathe, perhaps maybe the bees will not sting. I really don't know that part. If you know, please drop it in the comment section, because I have no idea why they are lying down. Perhaps maybe when you lie down, it's not going to sting, it's not going to come near, it's not going to hurt you. Why don't they just all live there and maybe postpone the match for a better time where they will not have issues with bees? But what exactly is going on in Tanzania? In this is a friendly tournament, or they've not even gone into the main tournament. Friendly, and people are already sending bees. Anyways, let's take a look at some comments. The boss, the ball changes to, I think they say tiger head or lion head, and the goalkeeper runs out of God, stories. So I think this is one of them, but this one is live. So this one is not just story. This one we had this story, we heard the story, but I don't think anybody experienced it live, because even in the video we still saw footballs, but then the goalkeeper said he was seeing head of a lion. So who can tell? The second comment is coming from Ima CYP. Ima says, bee venom is highly medicinal, so you guys should let the bee do their work. Doctors in their house, please help me ask Ima. Help me. I don't even know how medicinal. I don't know this part. I'm not a doctor. So is bee venom really medicinal? Is it really medicinal? Because I know if that instinct the way that place will scratch you, pain you, and get swollen for a long time. I remember an incident with a friend, and her face was really swollen for a very long time because of bees stinging her. It has never happened to me, and I don't even intend to go through that phase at all, because then everyone were thinking she was all fat and chubby and all of that. I never knew that it was bee. God, no, don't say that, please, Ima. All right, the third comment is coming from Oluwatito Missing, and it says, I remember this happened when I was in primary school. We were told to lay flat on the floor. No be small thing that day. Okay, that means lying flat on the floor will actually help the bee not to sting you. We learn every day. We really learn every day. So the third comment, the third topic for the day is Italian, Italian designer Giorgio Armani has passed away at age 91. In a statement released by his company, the statement reads, with infinite sorrow, the Armani Group announces the passing of its creator, founder, and tireless driving force, Giorgio Armani. Armani, often called Re Giorgio, which translates to King Giorgio, was the face of modern Italian elegance. Beyond his minimalist yet powerful designs, he built a fashion empire worth over 2.3 billion euros, carefully overseeing everything from runway looks to advertising campaigns. According to France 24, the designer, who had been unwell for some time, missed Milan's main fashion week in June, the first time in his career he had ever skipped a show. Known for his sharp suits, timeless pieces, and perfectionist eye, Armani influenced generations. Well, I would say rest in peace to Giorgio Armani. A lot of us have, who are able to shop his feet, know that he is a very good designer. By the way, this is like an extra in Extra Buzz. I just wanted to pay, this one to Giorgio Armani and to his fans and everyone who patronize him. We love his outfit. I've seen so many of our celebrities here in Nigeria. Although I never get to wear Giorgio Armani, I've never patronized it because I've not gotten to that stage. I don't want to go and buy Abba. I don't want to wear Abba, so I do not say, this one is Jojo Amara or Jojo wants to know. I don't want to do that. So maybe when I get to that point, I'll definitely patronize Giorgio Armani, and also we are wishing him, rest in the bosom of God, and hope that we can see some of the time in, later life. He lived a good legacy. 91 is a good one. And again, the fashion industry will forever remember Giorgio Armani. He's a good man, an Italian, someone whose work is actually telling and will tell for the longest. It was still there, is there in Italy and everywhere in the world. It's a big one. It's a good legacy he's leaving behind. Well, that's all we have for you today on Social Buzz Extra. I'm sure you had a swell time with the Bayelsa Girl saga and all of that, and also the Tanzania thing. I think